Hello, irashaimase, and welcome from me, Syd Hoare, to days 4, 5 and 6 of the 15-day Nagoya Basho, the Grand Sumo Tournament from Nagoya, Japan. There's been a lot of injuries in recent Bashos, and there are various theories to account for it. Some Japanese experts say the Rikishi are too fat. They start fat and they stay fat, whereas in the past they were more muscly when they begin. Some say the Rikishi don't train hard enough. And others say the 2 massive meals a day food regime they have is bad for them. It increases the fat content on their body. Others say that the content of the sumos got harder, especially the atari and the slam. That's when they whack into each other at the beginning. Since they're heavier, the impact is much higher. And finally, there are those who blame the official injury system, the kosho as it's known as, which give Rikishi insufficient time to recover before losing their ranking positions. Statistically, the average weight of the Rikishi has barely changed in the last 10 years. The Jungyo system, however, has changed somewhat. That's when they train on the tours, and they're now training hard, and that itself may lead to more injuries. However, at present, no one is sure why they're getting injured, but they certainly are. So let's look at our first bout. It's between Tamanoshima and Tokitsuumi. Tokitsuumi from the Tochisakae stable. That's the one that whose Oyakata recently headed the Sumo Association, the Nihon Sumo Kyokai as it's known as. He's retired, he reached retirement age. They've now got Kitanoumi, new hardline boss, running the show. Now these two have fought each other 4 times in the past, and it was Tamanoshima who won 3 of those 4 bouts. So far both locked in on the belt there, very classical sumo, Yotsu sumo. But it's Tamanoshima who's getting his head stuck underneath, not necessarily a weak position. Can be quite difficult to dislodge, but it's Tokitsuumi who drives across the ring there from that lower position and forces Tamanoshima out. On to our next bout, and it's between Chiyotenzan and Tochisakae. Tochisakae, 157 kilos, against Chiyotenzan at 145. So not a lot of weight difference to choose between them. Hardish start. Both wrestlers' hips pulled well back to deny the other wrestler a grip on the belt, but there's a slap down, a hatakikomi win from Tochisakae, knocks Chiyotenzan down to the floor. So 4 straight wins for Tochisakae. He's doing rather well in this Basho. Had a good one last time. He had 8 wins, which is more wins than losses. That's the 8-7 mark over the 15-day period. Aogiyama here, 150 kilos against Kyokutenho. Same weight, 150 kilos. They fought 3 times previously. Aogiyama's won twice. So both wrestlers straight out from the crouch down. Didn't bang heads though, went to one side, but there it is. Aogiyama slips away on this slippery surface. We've seen that before in this Nagoya Basho. And Kyokutenho takes his 2nd win. Next out, newcomer Shimotori. This is only in his 3rd Makuuchi Basho. He's fighting Akinoshima in his 86th Makuuchi Basho. So a lot of experience difference between the two. But Akinoshima's on the way down. He's down at Maegashira 11, not far off the bottom. And there he is. He gets flipped over there by Shimotori with a Skuinagi. No grip on the belt from that throw, just a twist on the upper body. And that flipped Akinoshima over. So 3rd loss for Akinoshima, 3rd win for Shimotori. And some prize money. Daizen, oldest wrestler in this Makuuchi division, 154 kilos. Fighting Toki, he's 28, Daizen's 37. So quite an age difference between them. But it's Toki there who gets it. Pulls him down, hatakikomi win. Well, Toki's come back. His last Basho only scored 4 wins. But he was the one in year 2000 who got demoted because he broke some of the Sumo Association rules. Particularly, he was caught driving a car when he was in a nasty accident. So that knocked him right the way down the rankings, but he climbed back up again. Now, Takanonami, he's got 3 straight wins so far. Now, usually the big man starts off badly and then recovers it towards the end of the basho. But he's got 3 straight wins, fighting Wakanoyama, who's fought 11 times and only won 5 of those encounters. Wakanoyama comes out usually with a low tachi eye, but he came out low, stayed low. Takanonami used his height, kept Wakanoyama's head down, and then slapped him down with hataki. Next out is Tamakasuga. He's fighting Aminishiki. Aminishiki, lightweight wrestler, not quite the lightest. He's 125 kilos. Fast wrestler, skillful of course. He's had some good bashos in the past. Last one he only got 5 wins. The one before that he got 10 wins, which was a very good one for him. So it's staying open. Aminishiki driving him, pushing hard into Tamakasuga, not letting him rest. Tamakasuga drives him back to the edge, and Aminishiki uses his heel to wedge stop against the inside circle of the ring. Comes back in, he's got a very low grip on the front of Tamakasuga's belt, and he's also got his head stuck under his armpit. Looks in a weak position, but don't count on it. That's surprisingly strong there, and well, now the referee gives that to Aminishiki, but one of the judges is not sure about that, so they're saying, are you sure? Well, very close to call that one, but so the chief judge here is saying that the referee gave it initially to Aminishiki, but they uphold his decision. It's Gumbai Dori, according to the referee's war fan, which he uses to indicate the winner. So Aminishiki gets that win. 3rd loss, unfortunately, for Tamakasuga. Well, this is the inside view of the Aichi Prefecture Gymnasium, where it's always held when it comes to Nagoya. Aichi being the prefecture in which Nagoya is situated. Now, Hokutoriki is in his 2nd Makauchi basho. Fights Otsukasa, who's been here fighting in this top division since 1999. These two have only met once before, and that was when Hokutoriki won it, his last basho. Otsukasa's last basho only won 7 bouts. So it's into the throat attacks. It's Hokutoriki's straight arm into Otsukasa's throat, which was effective, drove him out for Oshidashi, push-out win against the throat for Hokutoriki. First win for him in this basho. Here's Kotomitsuki coming up. He broke his jaw 2 bashos ago. He set out the last basho, and here he is back in. Been plagued with injuries. This is the man who won a tournament in September 2001. Been very up and down since then. Kaiho here, well taped up, both elbows. Taped up, he hurt his elbow earlier in this basho. And both of these men are from the same amateur stable, both from the famous Nichidai amateur stable in Japan. But it's Kaiho who will be the senpai meaning the senior. Generally the juniors defer to the seniors. But these 2 men belong to different stables, so they fight for their stable now, not for the same amateur stable where they fought before. So Taiho come out pretty evenly. Taiho a little bit low, but Kotomitsuki controls his arm and brings the pressure down on that lower arm and spins him over with the kote nagi. We'll see that in a minute. There it is. He's got that arm trapped. Kaiho's left arm trapped, and he spins him over with kote nagi. Vicious throw, that one. Very much an arm breaker, especially if the wrestlers don't go down from it. So that was Kotomitsuki's third win. He's only got one loss so far, so he's not doing too bad in his return to the Basho. Now Tosanoumi, 155 kilos, looks bigger than that somehow, but he's 30 years old here, fighting Dejima, 158 kilos, so very little between the two of them. It's a hard start there. It's shoulder to shoulder though on the Atari, not head to head. Now Dejima overreaching himself again. He often goes down to that one. He's in too much of a hurry to come forward. Tosanoumi retreated a bit and just helped him down with a little tug. Hikiotoshi win for Tosanoumi. Third win for him. Second loss for Dejima. Tochisakae coming out for his bout shortly against Takanonowaka. Here's Takanonowaka. Now this is going to be interesting bouts. We have Kotonowaka, tall wrestler, 175 kilos. Been in this Makuuchi division 12 years. First fought in this division 1990. So that's lots of Basho here, fighting newcomer only in his 10th Basho, and there's some 40 kilos difference. You can see the size difference between the two of them, but look at that. Little, if I can call him that, at 134 kilos, which is just under 300 pounds body weight. Comes out, just drives out, doesn't even bother with his normal slaps, just goes for the push, and Kotonowaka just seems to crumble under that onslaught. I think a lot of these Japanese rikishi now are a bit frightened of this man. He's not that big, but he's extremely ferocious. The Green Wolf, they call him. So that's a fourth straight win for Asashoryu. Now powerhouse Wakano Sato. You see those muscles on his upper body, extremely strong. He tends to rely on his strength a bit too much rather than working on the techniques. But he's improving slowly, bit by bit. There you see, he just locks in tight. Two arms underneath, Morozashi hold. That's two arms inside the opponent's arms. And Kyokutenho tried the arm around the neck throw, but Wakano Sato just shrugged that move off and shoved him out. So third win for Wakano Sato, fourth straight loss for the Mongolian Kyokutenho, who's not doing very well in this Basho at all. It's the grand champion, Yokozuna Masashi Maru, coming out for his bout, which will be against this man, Toshino Nada. Next in our bouts, day 4, is Takanonowaka. He's noble and young, comes from the Naruto stable, where they tend to do belt sumo. Oshi-sumo, not Oshi-sumo, excuse me, Yotsu-sumo. Now he's against Tochiazuma. They fought 5 times previously. Tochiazuma's won 3 of them. So Takanonowaka looking for the belt with both arms. Tochiazuma denying him the belt on this side. He's got his arm trapped under his armpit, and he's got his hand just on his elbow, pushing it up. It's the way they do it. They control that arm from underneath, pushing up, sometimes twisting it, turning it. So they're both locked in tight, leaning into each other. Whoops, and there's a little bit of a twist and a turn. Takanonowaka flipped to one side and then drove Tochiazuma out at an angle. So shock loss for Tochiazuma on day 4 of this Basho. And third win for Takanonowaka. Well, that was very neatly done. Now this next one is Fusen-sho, which is to say no show. It should have been Kaiho, but he got injured when he fought Tosanoumi yesterday. So Takumi Sakari, who he should have fought, then gets the victory, so that's an easy way to do it. Now we have Chiyotaikai, and he's fighting Miyabiyama. Well, these two have fought each other 11 times, but it's fairly even between them. Chiyotaikai has won 6, Miyabiyama's won 5. Weight-wise, Miyabiyama's some 15-16 kilos heavier, but he's not got the technique of Chiyotaikai. Now Chiyotaikai comes out like a rocket. There it is, hard and fast, one way, and crash. Down goes Miyabiyama. Well, certainly Chiyotaikai is looking strong in this tournament. They do say about his type of sumo, either it's fantastic and it just sweeps all away before it, or it fails miserably. It's the big difference between this Oshi pushing sumo and belt sumo. As long as the pushes work, so long as he's moving backwards, it works brilliantly. But if it's stopped, then it gets difficult. Then they've got to go onto the belt. And Chiyotaikai doesn't have much in the way of belt sumo. But so far, so good. He's doing extremely well. That's his 4th straight win. Now the grand champion on against Tochino Nada. Well, these two have fought 18 times. Masashi Maru's won 16 of them. Masashi Maru some 70 kilos heavier than Tochino Nada. That's 154 pounds, 11 stone in English weight. So there's a big weight difference between the two. Now Masashi Maru looks though he had him on the run there, but Tochino Nada saved it right at the end of that run. Masashi Maru still going forward, and then a change of side by Tochino Nada, and down went Masashi Maru, so he looks a bit shocked at that one. Well, the crowd going a bit berserk there, chucking the cushions, the zabuton, up in the air. It's the way they express their delight sometimes, especially when the favourite, the top dog, goes down. So it's hikiotoshi win. Now let's watch this one in a little bit more detail. It looked like Masashi Maru had the measure of him. Starts to drive him back, uses his weight very carefully. Can't quite finish it off and gets almost twisted round to the edge himself. Then he starts coming in and starts driving. Once again, it looks like he's going to go out. And then there's a change of direction to the other side. There we see it. And down goes Masashi Maru. At the end of day 4, it's Chiyotaikai, Asashoryu, Takanonami, Tochisakae, and Buyuzan, all in the lead with 4 straight wins. So with the bow twirling ceremony, we close day 4, but stay with us. We'll be back very shortly.